morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, everybody. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm happy to see that we are already with 266 persons online. So I will now officially open the ECS Brokerage 2020 organized by ARTEMIS-IA, AENEAS and EPoSS. I would love to see you all live as we did last year in Brussels. We are very happy that we have 580 registrants at this event. And I will start with a short overview of the program before Caroline Bedran, Director General of AENEAS, will do the formal opening. And if my computer now would work. Today, we start with an overview of the funding landscape by Caroline Bedran. Then we have two presentations by the European Commission. The first one on Horizon Europe calls in ECS KDT in the coming year, 2021. An update of Excel and KDT, Excel follow-up, KDT preparations for 2021. Then we have a presentation on Euripides Penta synchronized calls this year. And the morning then continues with an introduction of the ECS SRA 2021 that has been uploaded in a final version on the websites this morning. And the morning closes then with a short guide to how the afternoon will look like. If you have questions, please ask them through the chat. That is the easiest way. We cannot grant the floor to everybody. And we will share indeed the presentations on the website in the ECS tool, so in the program. Then tomorrow we start with a workshop of Penta Euripides, starts at 9 o'clock. We have a number of SME expertise pitches, 6 in total, and after that the consortia meetings and online project meetings can continue. There is no formal closing of the day at 4 o'clock, although we will of course say a few words. With this short introduction, I would like to give the floor to Caroline.
Hello and good morning to everyone. I hope you see my screen well. As I am, like most of you, working from home, it is not as easy as from the office or being with you in a big room. I first want to say a few words about the industry associations on behalf of AENEAS, which I represent, ARTEMIS-IA and EPoSS. I will first wish you a very happy and healthy 2021. Those of you who have attended the previous brokerage past 2 years will recognize some of the slides, but I need to go through all of them to update you about who we are in the industry association and what is our role and added value for you all. And after that, I will, as usual, give you an update of the status of the funding instruments and the different calls of the year. So let me start with reminding you why we work together, the 3 industry associations, AENEAS, ARTEMIS-IA and EPoSS. We are working together to increase our synergy and outreach to the widest possible community around electronic components and systems. We cover the full value chain. And why do we want to have this wide outreach? Because we want to strengthen the European ECS ecosystem by facilitating networking and collaboration. And our event today is part of this goal. We want to shape the future of the funding instruments and the different programs under which you can collaborate. And that means KDT under Horizon Europe. You know that we are at the turning point between Horizon 2020, which ended last year, and Horizon Europe, which starts in 2021. And we also are shaping the future of the Eureka clusters, which are already and also in a kind of turning point and revitalization phase. We work for your interest. We want to represent the interest of the ECS community in the discussion we have with the Commission for Excel, which is running, and KDT, which is going to start, as well as in Eureka. And for that, we are co-designing with the European Commission and the national public authorities those different programs and instruments. And you know that we have a kind of toolbox for that. From the shared vision of the three industry association, which was launched in 2012, so now it's almost 9 years ago, we speak together with one voice as 3A, three industry associations. We produce joint position papers. We organize events like the current brokerage event and FX, which you probably all know, in November every year. We use a common ECS collaboration tool in which you have been registering for the current event. And last but not least, we have produced with a number of experts this ECS Strategic Research and Innovation Roadmap agenda, which is the 3IA 2021. You know the process. The three industry associations monitor this process by gathering experts in the different fields, covering foundational technology layers, cross-sectional technologies, as well as the ECS key application areas. This is the new Strategic Research and Innovation Agenda for 2021. It was presented to you at FX in November. We gathered your feedback, and the last final version has been shared online this morning. So it's brand new, and it will be presented a little more in details later today. And this roadmap feeds into the different programs and calls which are to come. The KDT call, when it will be launched, will be based on the 3IA 2021. Of course, the call itself will be launched under the work program that will be defined by the governing board. So we don't know exactly the details, but the basis of all this will be this 3IA. It feeds into the Commission, of course, as KDT is part of it, and it also feeds into Eureka and particularly into Penta and Euripides clusters. So the new 3IA structure is displayed on this picture, will be discussed a little later, so I will not go into the details myself. I just want to show you that this is a set of complementary programs and funding instruments that support research, development, and innovation in the ECS domain. On the left, you have the national programs. On the right, you have the Commission programs under Horizon Europe. And in between, you have a set of complementary programs. Our focus with the Industry Association is mostly in the middle on Excel and KDT, which is the tripartite partnership between the Commission, participating states and industry, and also on Eureka, and in particular on the Eureka clusters. Now, a short update about those two. Excel and KDT in 2021. Excel, as you know, was part of Horizon 2020, has no more calls. There are projects running until 2024. I hear background noise. If everybody could mute, that would help. Thank you. KDT, the new instrument under Horizon Europe, is still under preparation. And the three industry associations, we have been participating and we continue to participate in the discussion with the Commission and the member states. Because we want to make sure that we obtain suitable conditions for participation of all of you, industry, private members, as it is called. We want to be more involved in the operational management of the projects to deliver increased added value. As you probably know, KDT should be launched around mid-2021, and we expect to have calls in the second half of the year. In case that would slip into 2022, a contingency plan will be prepared by the because we would like to have absolutely no gap on a year. As I said, the ECS SRIA 2021 will be the basis of the KDT SRIA and of the work plan of the year, but this is still work in progress. And something I want to draw your attention upon is that for those who are interested to participate, but would like to have more funding and money available to support these R&D&I projects, you have to be aware that some banks can provide loans to complement the Excel or KDT funding. Most banks are interested to support R&D&I activities, and the fact that you get a label by Excel or KDT is a kind of certificate of quality for a bank. In case you would be interested, we can give you more information. Now let me go to Eureka clusters in 2021. As you know, because we launched the calls in 2020 at the FX event, Penta and Euripides are having their last and joint call in 2021 with a PO, project outline, deadline on the 26th of February. This is now coming soon, and I hope that the day today will help you find consortia and project ideas in which you could contribute. You have to be aware that those are probably, I would say, the major, not the only, but the major calls that are ongoing at the present time. So it's an opportunity for those who would not be familiar with Penta and Euripides to try to join the call and participate. Apart from those two clusters, Penta and Euripides, who have launched their call, there will be thematic joint calls for all clusters that will be launched, as one was launched last year about artificial intelligence. There will be another one this year, as well as another one on sustainability. So those calls are across all clusters and should develop in the coming weeks or months. Now, let me give you a few highlights about what is coming next. In the new setting of Eureka for the cluster, there is a new Eureka Clusters program which is developing and which will be officially starting on the 1st of July 2021. Under this new Eureka Clusters program, which we call ECP, all existing clusters, which means Penta, Euripides, ITR, Rhodia, Celtic Next, and SMART, if they want to continue participate, will have to submit a new application. And this is also an ongoing process for all existing clusters. In our case, we are preparing a new ECS cluster, gathering all the community represented by AENEAS, ARTEMIS-IA and EPoSS. So in a few words, we extend the scope of the previous Penta and Euripides clusters by reaching out to the widest community around ECS and being embarking with the three industry associations representing industry in this cluster. As I said, also for this new ECS cluster, the SRIA 2021 and the subsequent version, because we update this every year, will be the basis of the calls of the new ECS cluster. And as you can imagine, this is still work in progress. Now, almost the last slide. As usual, I am sharing with you the timeline of calls and events in 2021. On the top of this big blue line, you have the events which are already known. The current brokerage, which is online. Excel plans to have a technology conference by April or May, date to be confirmed. And a symposium also online in June 2021. And in the second half of the year, which is less clear, we can at least already earmark one major event, which is our FX event for the dates 23rd to 25th of November, to be held in Amsterdam, hopefully physical, potentially mixed physical online, we don't know yet. All this depends a lot, as you can imagine, on the situation with respect to the pandemic. But you can already earmark the event. Below the blue line, you have the current calls where we already know the deadlines, or at least the happening. The green deadlines are for the joint calls of Penta and Euripides, with a project outline deadline on the 26th of February, and a FPP, full project proposal, deadline on the 28th of May. In gray, I have indicated Celtic Next. They have a call, a spring call of 2021. It's a one-step call, not PO and FPP, but directly FPP. And their deadline is the 12th of April. And then oh, sorry, I think this is, sorry. This is a mistake. This is left over from last year, but it gives you an idea of Eureka Intercluster call. I mentioned that there would be two on artificial intelligence and sustainability that will happen in the course of the coming months. So I will update the slides before sharing with the audience. We don't know the deadline yet for those calls, which are not yet fully defined. In the second half of the year, we should see Horizon Europe and KDT fully operational, and the first KDT calls should be launched in the second half of 2021. Dates need to be confirmed, of course, as soon as KDT is launched and organized with the council regulation that needs to be set up. Now, this is all. I will now just say one word. As I said, you have now a number of presentations with more details about Horizon Europe, KDT, Excel, the joint call of Euripides and Penta, and the SRIA. If you have specific questions, you can ask to the specific instruments. But if you have more general question and you don't know to whom asking questions, then you can always send an email to the address you see here, contact@AENEAS@ARTEMIS-IA. This is a shared mailbox of the three industry associations, and we will reply to you and guide you with any question that you may have. So now I will stop sharing my screen. I will hand over to the next speaker. I want to thank you all for your attention, and I will be glad to answer any question you have by email.